Ladies and gentlemen, the American jury and Bulldog Nation, what I'm about ready to tell you might shock you because I'm someone who fights for the little guy. I'm the only one that I'm aware of that's advocated what I'm about ready to advocate. I've advocated it for years, and I'm going to use this platform for the first time to advocate it, and please hear me out. Workers' compensation laws in this country are a joke. And let me explain why. First off, workers' compensation laws came about, I think, maybe under Theodore Roosevelt. Might have been the first ones. I'm not sure about that. But he's the one that started, child labor laws, all these other types of laws protecting people. The concept behind workers' compensation is if you're injured on the job, you should be compensated for that injury. Well, here is why workers' compensation laws are a joke. And I actually advocate doing away with them completely. And here's why. First off, if you're injured on the job for workers' compensation, you have to go through a long litany of doctor's appointments, a litany of how bad you've been hurt. They do these percentages. Are you impaired a little bit? Are you permanently impaired? So forth and so on. But here's the problem. You don't get any money under workers' compensation law for pain and suffering. What you get is a percentage of your income. Now, you get your medical bills paid for related to the injury, and that's a good thing. But here's the problem. The bureaucracy of workers' compensation has become a joke. The process costs way too much. Small businesses and large businesses, it costs them way too much. The premiums for workers' compensation. Then you have workers who game the system. So you're always fighting fraud. For example, you get hurt at home, guess what? Workers' compensation doesn't cover you. You get hurt on the job, workers' compensation covers you. So if you strain your back at home, you might want to suck it up till you get to work, where you will then strain your back. But you don't get anything. Now, the other thing about workers' compensation is you can't sue for personal injury. I've represented several people. This is when I was a young lawyer, and I just couldn't believe it, who were electrocuted to death on the job. They were electricians. Somebody flips a switch, they die in horrific electrocution. All they're entitled to is their workers' comp benefit. They don't get to sue the company. So here is the Bulldog Workers' Compensation Plan. See, I just don't tear it down. I tell you what needs to happen. Do away with it completely. Do you realize not being burdened with workers' compensation premiums, that more employers could offer regular insurance for a worker? So therefore, if the worker is hurt home, wherever they're hurt, they would have health insurance. So by doing away with workers' compensation, in my opinion, the marketplace, employers would offer health insurance in wider numbers because they wouldn't be burdened with workers' compensation. Furthermore, if you suffer the ordinary strain or whatever at work, that's sad, that's wrong. You'd maybe have health insurance, way the cookie crumbles. But you know what? Allow lawsuits to be filed if you're hurt at work due to someone's fault. That would increase everybody's safety measures. The workplace would be much safer. And if you were truly killed or injured on the job, you would be able to pursue full benefits that you should be entitled to, including pain and suffering. And you know what? Employers, not being burdened with workers' compensation insurance, could insure for these type of things. And you would do away with the bureaucracy of workers' comp. See, part of getting rid of government is removing these bureaucracies. Look how complicated Medicare, Medicaid's got. Now, we need Medicare, Medicaid, but you're not going to tell me that there's not a way to clean that system up. Folks, these are the pragmatic solutions and ideas, which, by the way, when I run for governor, well, I am running for governor. By the way, I've now selected, and I'm going to interview my running mate for lieutenant governor. I've selected a running mate. I'm telling you right now, folks, these are the type of out of the box. By the way, I have an expression. Don't think outside the box. Create a whole new box. That's what I do. I create a whole new box. These are some of the bold ideas that I have, which I will use when I run for governor of Kentucky, which I plan on doing. This is the Bulldog. Every dog has their day. Have a great day.